for Leeds United against Derby County in the second leg of the playoff semi-final. We're all set almost to go here at Ellen Road. The teams are just coming out onto the field, or are out on the field at the moment. Excuse me. As we get ready to get this second semi-final up and underway here at Ellen Road. A very white-hot atmosphere. Leeds, remember, leading 1-0 from the first leg. And Derby under Frank Lampard can certainly overturn this deficit here tonight. Remember, no away goals rule that counts. So let's take a check on the two teams before the start. Casilia in goal, and then it's Ayling, Cooper, Berardi. So Casilia, of course, in goal. Let's give you that formation as soon as we get that and give that to you straight away. But, so Casilia starts in goal for Leeds. Back four of Dallas, Berardi, Cooper and Ayling. Phillips, De Holder, Harrison, Click, Shackleton and Hernandez in the midfield, with Patrick Bamford back from suspension up front to replace the injured Kamal Roof for Marcelo Bielsa. Leeds, of course, one up from the first leg. Kamal Roof's goal, the difference in that one. Let's have a look at Derby County. Keller Roos will start in goal. And we'll have a look at the formations in just a second. But Frank Lampard's team really needing to turn it around after controversially losing to Leeds on Saturday. So Keller Roos in goal. And the back four of Malone, Keogh, Tomori and Bogle. Mount, Johnson and Holmes in the three-man midfield. And then it's Lawrence, Bennett and Wilson up front for the Rams. On the bench for Leeds, Peacock, Farrell, Janssen, Brown, Clark, Sturukit, Gotts and Bogarts. For Leeds United, we've got Carson, or for Derby County, Carson, Yosfron, Marriott, Evans, Cole, Tom Huddleston and Knight. Referee tonight is from Greater Manchester, and that is Anthony Taylor. It's sort of a reminiscence to last night down in the Midlands when West Brom were waving flags. It's the same here at Ellen Road tonight. The Leeds fans, there must be at least 35,000 here. It's a sellout, and I know Russ will not be joining us tonight on this comment section because he's actually here at Ellen Road. He bought a couple of tickets a week ago and has been looking forward to it ever since. Russ, of course, being a very good Leeds United supporter, so it's the first time that I've commentated on a match at Ellen Road, and it's a game really almost 40 odd years ago. These two teams were title contenders, and in those days it was Don Revie and Brian Clough the managers. Today it's Frank Lampard in the Clough role, Marcelo Bielsa in the Don Revie role. Derby in the all-change strip of all dark blue tonight. Leeds all in white, and they're going to attack the goal away to my right, and Derby will attack the Don Revie stand away to my left in the first half. And we're underway then. Leeds, as I say, in the white shirts. They're famous white shirts, adopted from Real Madrid all the way back in the early 60s when Don Revie took over as manager. And what an atmosphere it will certainly promise to be. The Leeds fans absolutely jumping. Just to remind you, 1-0 the lead from the first leg in favour of Leeds. And what a night she's going to promise, it really is promising to be, as a long throw comes in towards the header, and then the ball flicked on. Keogh getting away, the Derby County skipper. He finds Tomori, who gets the long ball forward. Haley winning the next ball, or Cooper rather winning the next ball, on the edge of the Leeds penalty area for Leeds. Cracking atmosphere inside the inside the ground. Lampard, the Derby County manager. And this is opposite number Marcelo Bielsa. Well, there's no talk of Spygate here tonight. All that nonsense is now passed us by, and now we're here at the playoffs. And Derby will feel a little bit aggrieved that they didn't get that penalty award. It's Connor Roos as Roos takes the kick. We'll flick on again. Dowison to win the next ball, or rather Hernandez, sorry, to win the next ball. Ball out of play. Dowison in fact weighs 15 for Leeds. It has kicked off. It's kicked off about 2 minutes ago, and we are live. And we've been on air for about 6 minutes. A cracking atmosphere, a wonderful occasion here at Ellen Road as Aaron gets the ball back and tucked away by Cooper. Cooper down the right hand side. Bamford was he penalised? I think he was. He was penalised again, so a free kick to Leeds. Remember 1-0 from the first leg, and this has got a lot to live up to considering the drama last night. It was a Derby free kick, incidentally, as number 23 Holmes wins it for Derby. Well, if it's to be just as dramatic as the game at the Hawthorns was last night, then we're in for one hell of a second leg here. Remember, the winners play Aston Villa, who won dramatically on penalties, and one is still recovering from that game last night. But it's been a lovely day here in Leeds today, in Yorkshire. Famous for its tea and cricket and the Dales. And Emmerdale Farm, of course. As Casilia gets the ball under control on the edge of his penalty area. It's a right-footed ball there looking for Ayling, but he was completely challenged there by Lawrence, and then the ball hooked into the stand on the near side by Phillips. It's a little bit, I know the commentary is a little bit tentative, but the first time I've commentated on these two teams this season. Derby have had a good run in the Cups. Looking at Manchester United in the League Cup and getting to the 5th round when they were narrowly beaten at Brighton in the 5th round of the FA Cup. So they played quite a lot of games. As Bamford makes a run down the right hand side, he's on his own, he slips. And the referee has blown up for a free kick and a yellow card there for Bug. Is it? No, it's Tamori's booked. Tamori's booked. Well, Bamford went one-on-one. Now did... well, I have to say Tamori's very unfortunate. I think he didn't touch Bamford there. Well, Bamford slipped there. That is no way in the world that's a free kick to Leeds United, and that's no way in the world a yellow card against Tamori, who must be absolutely frustrated about that decision. Well, Bamford's got a reputation, of course, of making a meal of things, as we saw a few weeks ago against Aston Villa. 4 minutes gone, 5 minutes almost gone here at Ellen Road. A free kick which Leeds are very unfortunate to have, and it's going to be number 23 Phillips to take it. Just to the right of the D. Just outside, about 5 yards outside the area. Coiled in towards the penalty area, or the 6-yard box, and then Bamford, or rather number 2, sorry, Ayling hits the shot in the second time. Went high up into the air, and Roos took the ball as the kick comes forward, and here's a chance now for Lawrence. Lawrence, and the goalkeeper's in trouble, and a chance for Derby over the bar from Wilson, and he hooked it over. Kevin's on for the first time in a while. No away goals rule. It's Football League rules, Kevin, basically. It's just the way it is. I mean, different competitions and different situations have different rules. In Europe, it's the away goals count double after 90 minutes of a second leg, if it's level on aggregate. In the League Cup semi-finals, you get the aggregate scores if it's level after 120 minutes after extra time. In a semi-final, it's decided on away goals after extra time. In this, no extra time, and I think it's just to encourage good attacking play from both sides and take the pressure off. And I think it basically encourages more attacking football. We saw that over 2 legs in the other semi at Villa Park. But Derby have got a free kick here in a very promising position. Lawrence and Mount over it. And could well be Mason Mount, the on-loan Chelsea loanee. Right foot, it's made for him, I think. And it is Mount, deflected over. Hit the Leeds wall and went into the Ravi stand for a goal kick. Hit Bernardia, went out. Coming up to 7 minutes gone here at Ellen Road. Leeds United 0, Derby County 0. 1-0 still the Leeds on aggregate from the first leg at Pride Park on Saturday evening. Winners play Aston Villa, 1-3 on an epic penalty shootout at the Hawthorns last night against West Brom. And the corner didn't come to much, and it's a throw-in to Derby County. Still no goals here in a very, very good and a very potentially good game here. Bogle to take the throw-in, little chest down by Mount. Into the area it goes, Paul laid back again. Derby appealing for a penalty. In fact, it's a free kick to Leeds. In fact, there was a free kick there. I think Bennett there was the guilty man. Indeed he was. So a free kick to Leeds United, which Casillas will surely take. 7.5 minutes gone here at Ellen Road. 0-0 on 1-0 to Leeds on aggregate. Frank Lampard, according to reports over in Italy, is set to be the new Chelsea manager. I'm not sure how Maurizio Sarri will feel about that. He's preparing for a Europa final. It is really difficult. And here's Balicia. He's an Argentinian. They've done really well. They were top of the league at Christmas, Leeds, and then they had a bad run of form in the final month of the season, which really spelt their end of an automatic promotion challenge. Remember, Norwich City and Sheffield United up above automatically. Norwich City as champions, and worthy second place to Sheffield United, who've really done terrifically well under Chris Wilder, as the ball knocked forward again by Derby. A lovely through ball, and Casillas had to cut that out. And then Bogle has to hook that ball forward and get over halfway from his own half. Header won there by Cooper. Now Bernardi has possession, but he's left it to Casillas. Casillas kicks away right-footed. Over the halfway line it goes. Bamford's first touch was very poor. And now Bennett back to Bogle. Now to Mori, who's very unfortunate in my opinion to be on a yellow card. Mount takes over, gets the ball forward. And the ball is hooked forward. A little flick back. A little backheader there into the path of Lawrence. And now Bennett hits, Lawrence hits the ball forward. 9 minutes gone, still no goals. And Russ is texting me now, atmosphere is electric. Well, we can certainly get that. We're certainly getting that here at Ellen Road tonight, and it's a throwback to the early 70s when these two used to slug it out for the top flight title, of course. The old festive in those heady days when both Brian Clough and Don Revie were always in conflict with each other. Here's an opportunity now for Derby. That was Malone going forward, and now number 6, Keogh. Keogh to the far side. It's a terrific atmosphere inside the stadium here as there's a chance here for Dwelgo, and it comes off the defender. Might go behind for a corner. Bogle trying to shepherd the ball out, but it's going to stay in. Bogle will get a second chance, and he's not won Derby. Yes, he has won a goal corner there. So 10 minutes gone, and all of a sudden Derby now on the front foot. Jordan Bogle now starting to get involved in the game. Right, now Keogh and Tomori will both be forward for the back for this one. Looking to get a goal back here as the ball comes in from the far side in towards the penalty area. Leeds deal with it pretty well there. Good defending there by Leeds United. And the ball hooked back, and that should be chased back by Malone, who gets it back to Roos. And Roos gets the ball forward. And Roos, that was almost a dreadful clearance there by Roos, and he almost put his team into a little bit of trouble there. And here come Leeds now, looking to try and break. Bamford was the furthest man forward, but the ball through couldn't be found, and it's back with Roos again. Roos this time finds Malone. Malone now touches the ball and then hits the ball down the left hand side. Cut out there by Halen. Now here's Halen again from the pass there by Holmes. Into the penalty area it goes. Flick on towards Bamford. but it's going to run out of play for a goal kick to Derby County. 11.5 minutes gone, still 0-0 on the night, 1-0 the Leeds on aggregate. And Kamal Roof was injured tonight, but he's in the crowd, hoping to see Leeds make it back to Wembley. Of course, Leeds have been out of the Premier League. Back to the Premier League since 2004. I'm strictly unbiased, Kevin, really. I mean, I'm glad to see Norwich and Sheffield United up. I did say at the start of these playoffs I decided to go for Aston Villa, purely and simply because Midlands football has taken a hammering over the last few years, and it'd be nice to see another Midlands team back in the top flight. Well, if Derby can get through tonight, we might have a chance of a guaranteed Midlands team back in the Premier League next season. Let's hope that is the case, but Leeds will have something to say about that, obviously. But I'd go for Villa just over anybody else, because they are a terrific team, lots of rich history, European Cup winners as recently as 82, and Villa Park is one of the best grounds in the country. Mind you, so is Owen Road here at the moment, and that's where we're situated here this evening. And it's Leeds 0, Derby County 0 in the second leg of this playoff semi-final. Winners will play Aston Villa, who came through a very epic 3 hours of semi-final action with local rivals West Bromwich Albion last night in what was one of the tensest games I think I've ever covered all season, and the listenership was really up. Nearly 600 of you listened all in all to the commentary last night. In fact, 1,000 of you listened over the two semi-final legs in the other semi. Let's hope we get at least half of the 1,000 here tonight. And if there's any Leeds or Derby fans involved tonight, let me know what you think will happen in the comment section on the right hand side, as Airley just hooks the ball back, and again just cool as you like there by Bernardi. Now Casilia finds Cooper, who indeed finds the goalkeeper. All in green tonight, Casilia. The Muffer's just come into our commentary position, which is just annoying me in front of me, which is not easy, as the ball comes down the near-hand channel, and the ball lifted in there by Holmes, and the flick on over the top, and a very good run there by Phillips, I should say, and then in the end it was over the top. But lovely football again from Leeds United, breaking out of defence, and a little chip in there by Phillips, I should say. And in the end, it might have actually been Hayward, I think, who tried to hook the ball over the top. Good move that, as number 46 here, Malone, comes charging forward from the left hand side for Derby, finds Bennett, and Bennett has done well, gets the ball into the penalty area and hooked away once more. A little bit better there, as we just see the replay. Bennett getting the ball on the near side, going past the defender there, which was Bernardi, and whipping in a tantalising cross, and Derby have a throw in here. It's a pretty end-to-end game, but no real clear-cut chances as yet really for either goalkeeper to really concern themselves with, neither Roos or Casilia at either end, as Bogle makes a break down the Derby right, but the cross was easily intercepted, and now Leeds can play themselves out of trouble here. Tense match here at Ellen Road. And a meaty challenge there, free kick. Holmes the guilty party. Just clattered in there to Dallas. Free kick for Leeds, quarter of an hour gone, still 0-0 on the night, still 1-0 the Leeds from the first leg at Pride Park some 4 days ago. There's Shackleton, number 46, young player coming through, big night for him. And look at the Ellen Road fans now, waving their scarves, waving their flags, whipping up a real frenzy here at Ellen Road tonight. It's been a remarkable start to the game. but no real breakthrough. We had to wait half an hour for the only goal last night before we had those dreaded penalties. Here's number 7 here, Wilson for Derby. Back inside to number 15, Johnson. Johnson running down the left-hand side. Johnson's cross, charged away, might come for Bennett. Well defended by Bernardi. Now Ayling to get it forward for Leeds. Off the defender, and it will be a throw-in. Off Wilson, and it will be a throw for Leeds United. Still deep inside their own half, just shy of halfway inside their own half. Terrific atmosphere being whipped up, and I'm sure the Derby fans will be making plenty of noise themselves, although easily outshouted by 34,000 Leeds United fans who are looking to get back into the top flight of English football for the first time since 2004. A long time. They've suffered the indignity since then of relegation to the third tier English football, as we see a foul there on Jordan Bogle. It was a bit of a naughty one there, I have to say. Free kick to Derby County. 5 yards inside the Leeds half. Plenty of players on the bench should Frank Lampard and of course Galicia turn to. And it's been a marvellous game here this afternoon, or marvellous playoffs so far, and hopefully the final, whoever Villa play, will be absolutely fun. It should be a cracking game, hopefully. I'm still recovering from the night before, which is why the commentary may be a little bit ropey than you would expect at the moment, but these two teams, of course, there's a little bit of a set-to there between Stuart Dallas and Mason Mount over on the far side there. It is always a difficult one to call. Mount going through there. I think the follow through from the pass caught Stuart Dallas. I don't think it was anything unintentional. I think he was trying to injure Stuart Dallas in any way, shape or form there, Mason Mount. But there we go. Leeds I've got the throw in, and they've carried on with Luke Ayling getting that one down the near side line. The ball out of play, and a little bit of, oh my goodness me, and Malone could be in trouble here. Malone could be in trouble. There was a Leeds player took out a yellow card, and I'm really surprised. Another yellow card for Lawrence for complaining. Anthony Taylor standing no nonsense. The player that was fouled was number 19 Hernandez, and now he's having a go at Malone, and Hernandez will do well to stay out the referee's bad books as well. It looks as if he's going to get booked for retaliation. Well, it is a throwback to the 70s, isn't it? Ellen Road whipping up a right old frenzy here. And Fernandez, I think, has now got himself a yellow card. Definite. So 3 yellow cards in the space of a few seconds. But Malone there, well, on another day, he could have been sent off. Certainly had his hand up, and then he went back for some more. Hernandez then butted him in the chest, and he could have easily been sent off for retaliation. Both teams conceivably there could have had a man sent off. Could have had a red card each inside the first 20 minutes. And then Lawrence, for just saying 1 or 2 words, is now been booked. And Mr. Taylor's patience being tested at the full. Not easy. Another Leeds player goes down. Another free kick to Derby, free kick to Leeds. So Scott Malone has been booked, the former Millwall player. That's been confirmed. Anthony Taylor here. If this keeps up, the intensity in the fouling and everything else, we could end up with a few hopefully not. We could have end up with a few yellow cards. Tom Lawrence has also been booked, and of course Hernandez for Leeds has also been booked. Pablo Hernandez, that is. Right, let's see if we can get a game of football going again as Leeds go forward, but the ball's been intercepted and the ball through. Oh, there's a slip there as the ball was through towards Lawrence, and here's Dallas down the near side and far side road. Rather gets it in field to Bamford, and then the ball back with Dallas, and now back with Cooper. Bernardi hits the ball over the halfway line, or strokes the ball over the halfway line. Here's Ayling, goes past Mount, not once and twice again, but then gives the ball away inexplicably to Richard Keogh. And then Keogh gets the ball back. Yellow card, 4 in the game so far. 3-1. Derby lead on the yellow card count. Bamford now penalised. Just beginning to get a bit of needle in this semi-final. It's not the football feast we saw over 2 legs in the other semi-final. It has had that needle to it. Derby lead. It wasn't really a classic in the first leg at Pride Park, but there was a lot of controversy. Here's Mount now for Derby, looking to put the controversies of a penalty that was ordered and then taken away from them on Saturday right. It was a harsh decision. It was really tough on Derby, but Leeds profited for a fantastic goal from Kamal Roof as Derby look to try and get the initiative here. Bamford back in his own half, gets it forward and then can't find Harrison on the far side, and then the ball drifts out of play on the far side, and now it's a throw into Derby 15 yards inside the Leeds half on the far side, and then the ball was hooked forward. And now another foul here. The referee here has got to be careful. Bamford has to be careful here. Remember he's a player that plays on the edge. He's a terrific striker, there's no doubt about that. In the Championship he tried a loan spell at Burnley which didn't work out for him, but we always like to see ex-pirates do well. His behaviour in that game against Villa the other week was disgraceful. Getting El Ghazi completely and utterly wrongfully sent off, and in the end justice was done because Bamford got a ban, and I think he got 2 games at the end. One at the end of the regular season and the other in the first leg. But he is back for this one tonight. No Kamal Roof, of course. In fact, Bamford has just won the 3. Well, it's a bit of a harsh decision again. The referee just making 1 or 2 slightly frustrating calls against Derby. We'll feel a little bit robbed that they're still 1-0 down overall in the tie, although in the semi-final, although it's 0-0 on the night here. We're just past the halfway mark of the first half. 23.5 minutes have been played. Leeds free kick, far side into the penalty area it goes, and it's off the post, and it's being tapped in from 6 yards, and it's Leeds United who take a 1-0 lead on the night and a 2-0 lead on aggregate, and it's Stuart Dallas who prods in from 6 yards after the initial free kick was tipped onto the post by Roos. The ball came back so very kindly for Stuart Dallas, and from 6 yards taps it in with his right foot, and Leeds United have a firm grip on this playoff semi-final. In fact, it was his left foot, in fact. Little flick on by Bamford, and it hit the post. I think Roos was actually beaten initially. I thought he tipped it onto the post. A good free kick there by Phillips, and in came Dallas on the rebound after the initial flick by Bamford. Came back off the right hand post, and in came Dallas to put Leeds on the road. They think they've hoped to Wembley, but remember, Derby now need to go forward, and this is going to play into Leeds' hands, if you like, because Derby will have to try and play their way into it and attack Leeds now, but they'll leave gaps at the back even at this early stage. I know, but Frank Lampard's side, who have been fantastic in one-off cup tie football now, and this is going to have to be played like a cup tie for Derby. Remember, they went to Old Trafford and won. This is a real test of Frank Lampard's managerial skills. Will he be meeting his old mate John Terry at this stage at Wembley? At this stage of proceedings, I don't think he will. Leeds in complete command of this second leg. .25 gone, 1-0. Frank Lampard looks ashen-faced down on the bench below me on the near side. But this is an important moment now. Derby need to score the next goal. Here's Wilson going forward, and he finds Mason Mount, and Mount is stopped on the edge of the area quite cleanly there by Cooper for Leeds. And then a very good challenge, committed challenge there by Wilson, and Phillips has fouled his man, and in fact Wilson is down on the near side. doubt that Wilson had got the ball, and then no doubt Phillips ran into him. Free kick to Derby. They need to score the next goal to make this tie interesting. So Phillips now the latest man in the book. 5 yellow cards already. We've been playing nearly 27 minutes. This has been a remarkable start to the game, but Leeds have scored. We've seen a goal. Mason Mount with the free kick on the left-hand side for Derby. Can he hook Derby back into this with a free kick? 2, 4, 5, 6 Derby players inside the area. Mount with the free kick. Deep one in there, but it's too deep. And it's past the far post, the far right-hand post, and behind for a goal kick. Too much rhythm, too much width from the man on loan from Chelsea. Could be his last appearance for Derby here this evening. Well, all you can hear in the background are Leeds United fans marching on together. It's their anthem, of course, and that was from the Don Revie days as well. Leeds, of course, champions of the land in 69, 74 and 1992 when they beat Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, and then watched Manchester United lose 2-0 to Liverpool. And they were champions of the land. Gordon Strachan was the last Leeds captain to win the league championship for them, as Derby come charging forward. Of course, champions in 72 and 75. Casillas played a little bit of sweeper keeper and gets the ball away. He has gone out for a throw-in on the far side, incidentally, and it was to Leeds United. Well, Derby now have to change their approach if they were going to try and keep it as tight as they could. Certainly for the first 45 in an attack in the second half, they're going to have to do that a lot sooner than they think. 2 goals down on aggregate, 1-0 down on the evening, but 2-0 they trail on aggregate. It could be easily been 3, but the goalkeeper Root has got that under control. So Derby now with it all to do. 2 goals down on aggregate, 1-0 down on the night, and a slip there which could let in Leeds again. Number 19 has it there, and the shot comes in and it's saved by Roos, and Hernandez picked the ball up, and then the shot came in and it was turned away by Roos. It was Klitsch with the shot. Well, good run. It was set up by Hernandez. Klitsch with a great snapshot, gets a deflection, in fact hits the crossbar. I didn't see that actually, and in fact hits the top of the crossbar and goes out. So Klitsch very close to making it 2-0. It's a Leeds corner. Plenty forward in white, 2, 4, 5 white shirts in there as the ball's whipped in towards the near post, and it's headed away by the Derby defence. And here's a chance for Derby to break out. With a great stop there as Holmes tried to break there for Derby. And here is Holmes, not Holmes, Phillips rather. Phillips again into Bamford inside the penalty area. Bamford has to turn, angles are very acute, he goes down. Free kick Derby. And Bamford, who's already been booked, I think. No, he hasn't. It's a yellow card. He's been booked for diving. I thought he was one of the Leeds players already booked. He wasn't. Don't worry, Leeds fans. I spoke too soon. Let's have a look at Bamford again. Oh, well, there he goes. His reputation goes before him, doesn't it? Because of what happened in the last home game before them. Well, I think he runs into Keogh and then goes down. That reputation does go before him, I'm afraid, now, Bamford, after his theatrics in the Villa game some 3 weeks ago. Absolutely anonymous on tonight, our resident Manchester United fan. He says good evening to me. Thoughts on Chris Hughton losing his job? Yeah, I do feel sorry, because he's established Brighton. He's done really well. One of the greatest managers in Brighton's history, I would have thought, getting them back the way they belong. Unfortunately, the results, I'm afraid, do speak volumes. Yes, they stayed up and finished 17th, but I suppose when you've had 3 wins in 23, I think maybe Tony Broom felt it was time for a change. But it's always a sad time, I believe. I would think, when a manager does lose his job, especially one of Chris Hughton's stature. He's a very good honest man manager who does get the best out of players, and it is a sad day when people lose their jobs. But Chris Hughton will be back. He's still got a lot to offer the game, even at 60 years of age, and he'll be back as a manager. There's no doubt about that. He's a terrific manager, and he did some terrific things down there in Sussex. And also, I want to throw it back at you, Absolutely Anonymous. What do you think? Do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should have a transfer window? There's a lot of Manchester United fans on social media calling for his head. I don't think that's fair, in my opinion, because he's free kick to Derby whilst all that's happening. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer really has been left with the sorry mess that Mourinho's left. He's tried to make the best out of a situation. There are players that don't obviously want to play for the club, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think, needs a transfer window to get things right and get things moving in the right direction for Manchester United. Not straight away, obviously, in terms of trying to win the title, but obviously trying to get back into that top four, which they almost did. But those last two results really cost them. Anyway, so let me know your thoughts on that. Anyway, back to the game here, and it's starting to turn into a real cauldron here now, as Hernandez keeps the ball in play, and in fact Leeds get the throw level in line with the edge of the Derby 18-yard box. 32 gone. Leeds 1, Derby 0 on the night, and a 2-0 aggregate in favour of Balisia's Leeds United. Really, well, no arguments about the goal, which is giving Leeds the lead. And there's a terrific atmosphere around Ellen Road, one of the great old grounds, of course, of English football. Here's a chance now. The deflection on Dowis' shot takes it behind past Roos, and the way past the post by Tamori, who got the block in, and it's behind for a Leeds corner, which will be taken on the right hand side. Stuart Dowis looking for his second goal tonight, forcing the corner. He's having a good match so far, Stuart Dowis, I have to say. 33.5 minutes gone. Leeds 1, Derby 0 on the evening. 2-0 to Leeds on aggregate. Can they force another goal here, which would put the semi out of Derby County's reach? The ball played in towards the near post. It will be a goal kick to Derby County. Came off Aileen last, so it will be a goal kick. Lampard has got a big decision to make at this point in time. Coming up towards the final 11 minutes before the half-time interval, where, as usual, we'll take a 10-minute break. And just to remind you, at half-time, before reconvening with the whole commentary of the second half, just to remind you of upcoming football on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Saturday afternoon, 4:30 on Saturday, the 2019 FA Cup final, Manchester City versus Watford at Wembley. No foul there, no free kick there against Aileen there, for a potential foul there on Holmes. And this has been Bennett rather, sorry, Bennett. But we could see history from either two angles, one or two angles there. We'll just break off for a second because Bamford's got the ball for Leeds. He's 25 yards from goal, tricks his way past one man, and Bamford gets his shot off right-footed on the edge of the area, but it was rather tame, and it's straight into the arms of Roos, and Derby survive again. And it stays at 1-0, 2-0 on aggregate to Leeds. Yes, so Manchester City going for the domestic treble, which has never been done before, of League Cup, FA Cup and Premier League titles, or League Championship. And Watford going for their first major trophy. Finals, of course, back in 1984 under Graham Taylor. Javi Grazia aiming to go one better on Saturday afternoon. Kick-off at 5, will be on the air at 4:30 with all the build-up, team news, Abide With Me, the presentation, the national anthem, and then the whole game plus presentation. So that will be all coming up for you on Saturday afternoon. The Saturday game from Wembley, the FA Cup final 2019, on the air at 4:30. And we'll come back to Absolutely Anonymous's comments on Solskjaer, who he does back to the hilt. He hasn't had a transfer window. Anyway, back to the game. We'll come to that in a second, because here's a chance for Malone, who can't keep it in on the far side, and it will be a goal kick for Leeds. So So he goes on to say the problems at Old Trafford run a lot deeper than Solskjaer. He has my backing. The board need to back him, and the club needs to get back to it. Well, I don't know what that last bit was, but it needs to get back to its old self. As we see again, the goals, the players, however, need to take a long, hard look at themselves in the mirror. I've made points about Paul Pogba. I think Paul Pogba and Alexis Sanchez are two of the culprits. That's my opinion. I think Pogba, how he got into the team of the year, I'll never know. But here come Leeds now, breaking down this far side again. They're playing really well, I have to say. The ball played in towards the penalty area, and that was a really good run by Harrison. There's a chance now for Fernandez, who strikes the shot on the right hand side, back to its true values. I should have said, right, we've got there. Good to have you on board. It's nice to, it's always good when you're on Absolutely Anonymous. You're an absolute marvel, and you say it as it is, and you say it with a lot of truth inside of you. Brilliant. And he's one of our moderators as well because of it. As the cross comes in from Harrison, couldn't find Bamford in the area. Fernandez gets the ball back into the area once again, and Derby somehow scrambling away to safety there. But Leeds almost within an ace of sealing a Wembley place. Harrison putting in two magnificent balls on the left hand side. The second one really causing all sorts of problems, and Bamford just half an inch away from sealing Leeds' passage through to face Aston Villa at Wembley Stadium a week on Monday. A game you can also see here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. And then the Europa final Wednesday after that, 27th of May, that final between Arsenal and Chelsea in Baku in Azerbaijan. I'll be in the commentary box for that one on Wednesday the 27th. And then on the 1st of June, on the Saturday, live from Madrid, Chris Whiteman will be your match commentator. I will be presenting, and that will be our final club game of the season. And by that time, we should have done something in the region of 72, 73 live and delayed matches this season for your listening pleasure. This is our 69th match this season that we're bringing to you, and this is certainly a record for domestic and European club football, if you exclude the internationals, of course. Well over 70 last season with the World Cup. We've done about 40 domestic matches last season. We've done at least a lot more than that, 30 more matches than we did last time. And Leeds having to give Derby possession, or having to let Derby have a bit of possession, to their fans' frustration. And here goes a lovely attempted through ball there by Phillips. Out comes Roos, and he kicks clear into the stand on the far side. It's a two-tiered stand, almost built back in '92. And it's the biggest stand, of course, at Ellen Road. We're setting the main, well, I'm setting the main stand here, which has been up for a long time before any of the other stands were. One of the more atmospheric grounds. So Crow and Leeds, of course, are very fanatical fan base. Of course, they always take a lot of fans there with them, and it'll be, if Leeds were to get through, it would be repeated the 1996 League Cup final where Leeds and Aston Villa faced off, and Villa won it quite easily 3-0 that afternoon. Leeds will be gunning for revenge if they get through. Here's Fernandez though, still a bit of work to do in this semi-final. Hooked back across there by Harrison, and it's out for a goal kick anyway for Derby County. 5 minutes to go, or just under in fact. Leeds United 1, Derby County 0. And Absolutely None of us goes on to say, likewise, your content has been fantastic this season. Well, thank you very much indeed, and it's been a pleasure that me, Chris and Russ, who's actually in the ground as a Leeds fan tonight, he's in his actual capacity as not as a journalist like he was last night, feeding me information down on the touchline at West Brom, but he's in the crowd at Ellen Road, and he's absolutely loving life at the moment. His Leeds team 1 up on the night, 2-0 on aggregate. I'm sure he'll give me the whole story at the end of the first half, how he's feeling, and if we do get any messages from him, we'll relay them that to you. He was texting me earlier saying that the atmosphere was electric, and it has been electric here at Ellen Road. But it's Derby County going forward now with number 15 Johnson, out to Keogh, the inspirational captain, been at Derby a long time now, been at Derby for 6 or 7 years. Here's Tom Lawrence over to the far side. Bogle now, Bogle trying to work something on the right hand side. He gets a corner. Derby have had quite a number of those in the first half, but still waiting for a goal. We're going to see a change here, which is quite unprecedented. Marriott is going to come on, I believe, for Derby. So there must have been an injury that I didn't spot, and if that is the case, then looks like Holmes is struggling actually. Here's the corner into the penalty area. A little quick on a chance inside the area for Derby. It's in the post. A header comes in. I think it might have been was it Bogle or Wilson? It was Wilson, I think. Well, there's the corner into the penalty area it went, and in fact it was Bennett. Bennett hit the post. I thought it said number 7. I'm confused by these numbers actually. But Bennett hits the far post, hits the far right-hand post. I do apologise for the commentary tonight. It's not been my best, but after the last night's commentary, I'm physically done in, and I've been working on these commentaries non-stop practically since July. This is how much of a break we have. It's basically I've been at it for 2 straight years without really much as a break, probably 2-week break, and then we went back to Aberdeen at the end of July. Meanwhile, Derby shoot. Oh, another shot there, which might have got a deflection there outside the penalty area from Tom Lawrence. But Derby just having a bit of a warning, a little flick on, and it was Bennett off the right hand post and hooked away. Frank Lampard headed it, but then gives the clap of approval that he thinks, and the clap to say that's better, folks. So we're going to see Marriott now, unfortunately, come on, and that's a real sad sight to see Holmes off. I think that's really disappointing for Holmes. He's a bit injured, and to be fair, he gives Frank Lampard a 5 and just said, look, don't worry about it. These things unfortunately happen. But Marriott is now involved in the action. Hopefully he'll give a little bit more bite to the Derby midfield as well, with a minute to go of normal time. I thought Frank might have left it late. I thought Frank Lampard might have left it until half time to make the substitution, but he feels that Marriott can make a difference, and he's chasing this long ball hopefully here, and he might get on the end of it. A chance for Derby. It's gone in. A goal back for Derby, and it is the substitute. Marriott has pulled one back for the Rams. It's 2-1 on aggregate to Leeds, 1-1 on the night, and maybe that was a terrific substitution from Frank Lampard. We've got a game on here, folks. Long ball forward, headed on, and Marriott cashed in on a mistake by the defender and the goalkeeper, and into the net he goes, and Aaron Rowan is in utter silence. Cooper and the goalkeeper Calicia got in a terrible mess on the edge of the penalty area, and in came the fresh legs of Marriott to knock it into the empty net and to give Derby a lifeline. 1-1 on the night, 2-1 still the Leeds on aggregate, but now the tension is now absolutely got to everybody here at Ellen Road, and the tension has gone up another 200 volts here. This is unbelievable. We're into stoppage time, for which we've had 30 seconds. We haven't had confirmation from the fourth official how long there's going to be. 2 added minutes, in fact, so we're halfway through the first of the 2. 90 seconds and of stoppage time to go. I should stress, of course, it's a minimum of. My goodness, these playoffs have a tendency. And the goalkeeper again! What's he doing? He needs to get back on his line. I think the goalkeeper is trying to cost Leeds there. Free kick, in fact, to Leeds for a foul there. A little push there by number 20, Bennett. Once again, a long ball forward, and Derby have another chance. And again, this time, well, number 23 Phillips and Casillas getting in each other's way. There might have been a foul as well by Phillips and all of that, but Casillas, what is he doing? He's losing his geography. he's not obviously learnt his last lesson the first time when a goal was conceded, and he almost got Derby back on parity in the tie. We've got just less than 25 seconds of stoppage time to go here, and Derby really don't want the half-time whistle to actually come now, but it's well, what it does do is changes Frank Lampard's half-time team talk very significantly now, because at 2-0 down and out again, if he had gone in at the break, it would have been a different half-time team talk. But because they've got that stroke of luck from Marriott's persistence, it's now back in the melting pot as the referee brings the first half to a close. Well, Leeds thought they were on their way to Wembley early on when they scored through Stuart Dallas after a free kick quicked on by Bamford, hit the right hand post, and Dallas prodded in from 6 yards out. But right on the stroke of half time, Derby County, through a mistake through the Leeds defence and goalkeeper, a mistake by Cooper and Casellia between them, allowed Marriott, who's just come on and replaced Holmes as substitute, to score the easiest goal of his career. Dallas with the first goal after 24, Marriott equalising on the stroke of half time. Well, 1-1 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate, and it's all set here at Ellen Road for a very, very compelling and dramatic second half here in Yorkshire. So as the teams and the fans gather their thoughts and gather their breaths, we're going to take a 10-minute break as usual. Be sure to join us for what could be a very dramatic second half commentary between Leeds and Derby. 1-1 at half time on the night, 2-1 to Leeds on aggregate. See you after we'll be back for the second half right after this 10-minute break. Welcome back live to the Wednesday game, coming to you live from Ellen Road. Hello Ruby, sorry about the break. I do take 10 minutes throughout, and we don't have the facilities to put music on during the break. I do have to take a break. Now then, in case you joined us late, Stuart Dallas put Leeds ahead after 24 minutes to make it 2-0 to Leeds on aggregate, and then right at the end Jack Marriott, who came on as a substitute, made the most of a mistake between Casilia and Cooper to make it 2-2. It's okay, Ruby, don't worry. I know you joined us very late last night as well, so don't worry. You'll get used to it. Nice to have you with us again last night. I hope everything's fine. Hope everything's fine with your boyfriend as well. As we're just waiting for both managers, Balicia and Lampard, to enter the fray. And you know, Derby have got a chance now. That goal, how lucky that was, however lucky that was, has given Derby a glimmer of hope here in this second leg. And off we go in this second half then. Derby in the dark shirts attacking the goal to our right, and Leeds attacking towards their favourite end, the Don Revy stand. But he's right, he's got his ticket to Wembley. I think he's already got his ticket to Wembley. Yeah. Anyway, we'll just get back to the game for a second or two, because Derby are breaking here with Keogh. Keogh gets the ball over the halfway line, finds a chance here now, chance here for Derby, it's on the area, and it's gone in! What a start! It's Mason Mount! Mason Mount for Derby! It's 2-2 on aggregate, 2-1 to Derby on the night! What a stirring comeback from Frank Lampard's side! And Ellen Road is in silence! Apart from 3,000 Rams supporters down below me in the main stand, it's unbelievable. Leeds look Tobin host halfway through the first half, but all of a sudden Keogh playing the ball forward, and then the ball played to Mason Mount, who flicks it in to the left of the penalty spot, and it's Derby County laid in, have made it 2-1 on the night. Wilson laid it in, and then Mount, having slipped over, flicked it over Casilia. What about that for impotence? Over the keeper's head, into the corner of the net. Right hand corner, and it's Derby County are leading on the night. And now it's level on aggregate. It's almost as if we're back to where we were last night at West Bromwich Albion. Oh, but I still think there's plenty more to come in this semi-final. Derby County level on aggregate. What a start to this semi-final. Second half of this second leg. That mug of tea will not taste sweet for Balicia Leeds, I'm sure. So, Derby level on aggregate in a tense semi-final. And Frank Lampard's Derby County have come back from the dead. There's a Derby player gone down. It's Keogh. Well, Mason Mount, in fact, he's gone down injured. Winners, of course, play Aston Villa at Wembley a week on Monday. Well, one more goal from the Rams and no goals conceded in the second half, and it could be Frank Lampard against John Terry at Wembley. And I never thought I'd say that in my fledgling commentary career. It was a great finish from Mount. Bamford has pushed his man over and he's penalised, and remember, he's got to watch his step because he's on a yellow card, remember. And he's just come back from a ban as well, Patrick Bamford. Now if he was to be sent off and Leeds by somehow get to Wembley, he would miss the final, and with Kamal Roof out as well, it's going to be tough times for Leeds. Derby though in the ascendancy as Mount plays a lovely ball when Bogan's got him behind. Bogan now on the right hand side, pull back. Oh, what a chance for Derby. Still back up for Mount, shoots and saved by the feet of the keeper, and then over the top from Malone. into the stand, and Derby had the chance to lead on aggregate. And Casillas, who was at fault for the equalising goal here tonight, on the night anyway, which put Derby back in it. Well, he's made up for that with a great save from the left foot of Mason Mount. And then obviously Scott Malone hitting the rebound over the top of the bar. And another foul there on Bamford, another free kick to Leeds. Leeds have had 10 shots, Derby 8, and 3 shots they've ace on target. These semi-finals have not disappointed. We've seen football of a very high standard in the both semi-finals, that is for sure. We saw drama and real controversy last night. We're seeing drama again here tonight, and here go Derby, and this is Marriott, whose goal put Derby back in the picture. Still Jack Marriott, and the ball out of play. It will be a throw off Dallas, who put Leeds 2-0 up on aggregate earlier this evening. Leeds, remember, were 1 up from the first leg through Kamal Roof. Now we'll go through the permutations in just a second, because Derby are on the break here on the edge of the area. No foul there on Lawrence, and no free kick given. It's back with Tomori. Tomori gets it forward, and he finds Malone down the left hand side in towards Bennett. Bennett turns. Now the ball round the corner, and the ball has gone out of play, and it will be at least throw-in level with their own penalty area. Right, now let's go through the permutations of this now, because remember, as I said at the start, and as I said throughout the other semi-final, there are no away goals rule in operation. Now if it was to end a draw after 90 minutes, we'll just have to break off for a second, because Derby were just on the attack then for a second, and the ball's broken kindly here on the near side, and it's Marriott on the right, turning away, finds Jordan Bogle. And Bogle to Marriott, trying to get the 1-2 going with Bogle, and then it's hooked away by Leeds, but not very good, not very far, because it's been kept in play. Bogle now, still deep inside Leeds territory. He cuts in from the right hand side, gets towards the edge of the area, tries to lay it into Mason Mount, and in the end, Bernardi got a good footing there for Leeds, and it's been kept in very well on the far side, and Leeds are making a good dash down this far side. The ball breaks now inside the area for Fernandez, but he can't, or Hernandez rather, he can't get the ball out from under his feet. Now Lawrence, far side for Derby, left hand side. Ball played down the line, but it's been intercepted. Now number 22 takes possession. It's Harrison playing the ball in, and then knocked away. Now Wilson to get it away for Derby. No foul there. Oh, it is a foul. It is a foul. Foul there, I think, by Shackleton, or Klitsch, I should say. Shackleton wears 46, Shackleton 46, the young lad, who we've not really seen precious little of tonight, I have to say. Just to remind you, more football coming up this week on the JB Clark YouTube channel, and it's always one of the biggest events in not just the football calendar, but the sporting calendar itself. The 2019 FA Cup final. We're on the air on Saturday afternoon, 4:30 for the big build-up, Abide With Me, and all the usual pre-cup final treats as the ball is flicked on into the path of the goalkeeper, Casillas, as Derby look to try and get a third here tonight, of course, and that's between Watford and Manchester City, and history will be made one way or another on this channel. Will it be Man City claiming a domestic treble, which has never been done before in English football, or will Watford win their first major trophy? Well, we're going to see history made either way. On Saturday you'll be able to hear the whole match live on the JB Clark YouTube channel as Leeds come forward looking for an equaliser inside the penalty area. Oh my goodness me, it was Klitsch at the far post with the opportunity with his left foot, and he just didn't catch it properly. What an opportunity that was for Leeds United to go back in the lead on aggregate and level on the night. Well, it's to and fro these semi-finals, and I have to say, for the last 2 nights of football, it's been an absolute joy and a privilege and a pleasure to bring those second legs. Wasn't sure whether we were going to bring them or not, but bring them we have, and you've not been disappointed, I'm certain of that. As the shot comes in, and saved by Roos, not convincingly, and then another shot comes in. They claim hands. Fernandez had the follow-up shot. They appeal hands against Malone. And the penalty not given. Anthony Taylor from Whitenshaw, the referee, said no penalty. Fernandez with the cross, deflected away. Oh my goodness me, it's another throw in the Leeds. Level with the penalty area. It was Shackleton, in fact, who got the cross in originally. Well, what a game this is turning out to be now. As the ball threaded through. And here is Kitch, and he wins a corner now for Leeds. Well, what an opportunity there for Leeds United. Two great opportunities there. Bruce palmed it out. Was this a hands against Malone? No, not for me. Not for me. The shot came in from Dallas. It wasn't well saved. No, it's hit the back of Malone's back. That's what's happened. It was never going to be a penalty, and I think Anthony Taylor was in a very good situation to see that, and I think he got that completely and utterly spot on. Anyway, Leeds have survived, or rather Derby have survived, and they're on the attack at the other end here. As Marriott Sangles goes forward. He's trying to intercept a Leeds attack, but it didn't come off for him. And Leeds have it again on the far side with Kitch, or Fletcher, infield again. Good ball once more, and Annette Fernandez trying to get round the back again. And the ball not back in there by Kitch again. Shot, oh, rather spectacular chance there on the volley, but well over the top from Phillips, and a goal kick for Derby County. Phillips hitting the shot right-footed from about 20-25 yards, but into the referee stand for a goal kick. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Leeds United 1, Derby County 2 on the evening, and it's 2-2 on aggregate. So as things stand, we could be in for another late finish if it was to end this way after 90 minutes, and if it was to end the same way or end on any score on aggregate, even after the extra half an hour, we would have another penalty shootout and more heart-stopping drama. Not that we've had much of it already. Here's number 7 here for Derby, Wilson, trying to break down the right-hand side. Well marshalled there by Stuart Dallas, who got Leeds up and running earlier on, but then were pegged back in the grand manner. Bogle to take the throw, plays a 1-2 with Wilson. Back to Bogle again, right-hand side, edge of the area now. Here's a chance for Bennett. Bennett on the edge of the area. Back to Lawrence. Bennett was brought down. It's a penalty to Derby! A penalty to Derby County, is it? And a yellow card for the captain, Cooper, and Derby County have a chance to go ahead on aggregate. More twists and turns in this semi-final. And here it is again, Bennett playing the ball in. And the ball around the corner, clear shot there by Cooper. May have had a fistful of shots. Anthony Taylor was in a fantastic position to see this. And a penalty to Derby. And a chance to go 3-1 up on the night and 3-2 on aggregate if this penalty is converted. And what an opportunity now for Wilson. If he converts this, Derby got 3-1 up on the night and a 3-2 aggregate lead. It's a shortish run up. Can Casellia make up for his error earlier on? Short run up left foot, you would wager. The Leeds fans trying to put Wilson off. Referee's happy. Wilson steps up, sends the keeper the wrong way! Into the right-hand corner! It's Leeds United 1! Derby County 3 on the night! Derby County now lead by 3 goals to 2 on aggregate! What a turnaround here at Helen Road! Derby have come out fighting, and Leeds really have only themselves to blame. Mistake after mistake at the back, and Derby punished them to the full. And now Leeds have to come back again. Leeds' season, it looked so promising about a month ago, is falling apart at the seams. Out of the top 2, knocked into 3rd place, and now trail in the semi-final. 3-2 on aggregate. What a semi-final. I'll tell you how long's left for him in just a second, but what a cool penalty from Wilson. Coolness personified by him. 3-1 on the night for Derby. 3-2 for Derby on aggregate. And they've put on the experienced Tom Huddleston now for Bennett. So Derby now 58 minutes. We've just got just shy of half an hour left plus stoppage time, Rube. So we're back live now with the action, and what a game this is turning out to be. So Bennett is off, and on in his place comes the experienced Tom Huddleston, number 44. Former Tottenham man, started his career incidentally at Derby County many moons ago. Well, we've just got shy of half an hour to go. We've played 59.5 minutes, and there's a lot of worried looks on Leeds United fans' faces. So if Leeds score next and it finishes 3-3, we will go to extra time. At the moment, that's not a possibility because Derby County lead of 3-2 on aggregate. They trailed 1-0 coming into tonight's game. They trailed 2-0 on aggregate. And then all of a sudden Derby have responded with 3 unanswered goals, and now hold the advantage in a tense night, but a fantastic thrilling night. And I thought last night was dramatic. This may even top that as the cross comes in and Rose takes possession of the ball very confidently. Sign of a good side when they're on top in the game. And the Derby fans jumping with delight, but they can't get too carried away yet. Still half an hour of this to go, and Leeds are not out of this by any means. Unless Derby score again. And almost did there through Marriott, but the ball ran very kindly for Casilia. Oh, Jesus Christ, we've had a lot of fouls there. No foul this time. But the penalty was never in doubt. Here's Dallas down the left-hand side for Leeds. Trying to play it in field. And there's a chance now for Klitsch. And a corner has been given for Leeds United off Jordan Bogle. Now then, can they hit back again, Leeds? What a moment this could be. Are we going to see another twist in this amazing Championship playoff semi-final? The first semi-final between Villa and West Brom, toed and froed. It was dramatic enough last night, but this is probably topping it in terms of goal-mouth action now into the 6-yard area. And there was half a shout for a penalty, but more from the Leeds fans than any Leeds player really. And the ball back at the other end now with Casilia after Derby had cleared the corner. Now Derby will stick rather than twist at this stage of the game. Leeds will come forward, and now they've got to attack Derby, and they're going to be vulnerable on the counter-attack. And as I say that, it's another goal! It's another goal! Oh my goodness me! It's 3-0 on aggregate! This game is turning into a classic. Stuart Davis cutting in from the left-hand side inside the penalty area, and he side-foots it cruelly with his right foot into the far right-hand corner. It's Leeds United 2, Derby County 3 on the night. It's 3 apiece on aggregate, and this semi-final is to-in and fro-in all the way to a dramatic finish. 5 goals. We've commentated for all you here tonight, and this has been an exceptional game. Played in there by Harrison, cut in from the right-hand channel and into the penalty area went, and what a cool finish into the right-hand corner with his right foot. So Dallas with 2 goals to his name. Leeds have 2 on the night, Derby have 3, and it's 3 apiece on aggregate. And as things stand, we've just coming up towards 27 minutes from the end of the second half. We're on for extra time. Right, quick reminder, JB man of the match. We haven't had time to bring you that because it's been to-ing and fro-ing all the way. Now the ball is surely going to be cleared and picked up. We can now tell you how to vote for your man in the match. We're going to start voting now. So from the 63rd minute onwards, the voting is open, and what you have to do is this. Just to remind you once again, if you want to vote for man in the match, do so. It's our supplementary thing that we do for all our people to get you involved. We'll just break off for a second because we've got Leeds on the break here. This game hasn't stopped to-ing and fro-ing from minute 1 of the second half. And here's Ayling into the penalty area. What a chance this is for Leeds! Oh, just wide, and what a run that was by young Luke Ayling. Played a 1-2 with Bamford, gets the ball back, got it out from under his feet, and what a block that was from 6 yards. A great block by Scott Malone. Looked as if Leeds were going to go back in front in this topsy-turvy semi-final. In fact, I think Ayling's was the last touch anyway. Right, let's get this out. So voting for the JB Man of the Match is now in operation now from up until the 90th minute. All you've got to do is this. Let's type in the name of the player you want to see win our award, or you think should be our Man of the Match. It's a supplementary award. And it's just to get you guys voting and get you guys involved in interacting more. Name of your player, please, and hashtag it with the hashtag JBMOTM, please. You've got until the 90th minute. Meanwhile, Leeds are coming forward again. This time Harrison with a left-footed drive, which is well blocked. And now all of a sudden it's Leeds' turn, and Mount was a bit late with his challenge there on and Dallas, and a yellow card for Mason Mount. Plenty of yellow cards topping up as well as goals here tonight. But this has been some game. Mount was a bit late there on Dallas. No doubt about that. It's a free kick for Leeds. So remember, JB Man of the Match, name of the player, hashtag JBMOTM for the vote to count. What a semi-finals is turning out to be. Phillips with a free kick, being right-footed from the left-hand side on the left touchline practically. 10-15 yards from the edge of the penalty area of Derby. Flicked on from the free kick. Second header won brilliantly by Derby. Then Shackleton heads the ball out to the left-hand side, or right-hand side. Fernandez with the cross, and well taken by Roos with no great pressure inside the 6-yard box. 25 to play. JB Man of the Match is in operation. Name of the player, please, you want to see win it, plus hashtag JBMLTM. And you've got until the 90th minute to do that. Anyway, back to the game here. I just needed to get those reminders out quickly, because you never know what's going to happen next in this game, as Bamford now runs down the right hand side, a little bit isolated, but he's found some support here from Hernandez, leading towards Glitch, and he couldn't get the ball over the ball. MLTM might be who scores in injury time. Well, the vote counts. The vote stops at 90 minutes, Kevin. So I'd be seriously considering your man of the match until then. Anyway, back with the action here. Glitch has won a throw-in for Leeds. This has been some night here at Ellen Road. It looked as if it was going Leeds' way at one point, and then Derby took over, scored 3 unanswered goals. They led on aggregate 3-2. And now Dallas, with a second goal, has hit back for Leeds. Dallas with a cross in from the left-hand side, well taken there by Roos. Roos gets the ball forward, and he hooks it very, very long indeed. And Lawrence trying to chase it down the left-hand side, couldn't succeed in doing so. And the ball was out for a throw-in, level with the penalty 18-yard line with Leeds United. Well, whatever happens tonight, all the supporters and the neutrals in this vast Ellen Road crowd has certainly had value for money here tonight, like we did at the All Forms last night. It certainly has been value for money. Here's a chance now for Bamford, who's just drifted out to the left-hand side, but he has not kept that in play. And Bamford, quite right, he should feel frustrated with himself there, because that was an opportunity of a lifetime. But this is the goal again. Harrison laying the ball in. And well, there may be a question mark whether he was offside there, but it was very tight, and the linesman is blind side to that as well. You've got to take that into account. But having said that, what a finish that was by Stuart Dallas with his right foot. And this playoff final, or this playoff semi-final I should say, has taken another twist. Are we going to see some more twists and turns? Here's Bamford on 25 yards from goal, but he's had the ball taken away. And now it's Derby's turn now to try and attack. Well, Derby sat back and let Leeds in. Mind you, Leeds did the same when they went ahead and let Derby back in. So anything can still happen. Mistakes can be made. Tired bodies and tired minds out there as Mount tries to hit the ball forward. The Chelsea loanee gets a throw in on halfway line. On the halfway line on the right hand side for Derby. Halfway through the second half, we've played 68.5 minutes. We're coming up towards the final 21 minutes of this second half. And if there's no further scoring in the 21 minutes plus any injury time, we will have extra time because the aggregate score is deadlocked at 3-3. Meanwhile, man goes forward and he's fouled there surely on the edge of the penalty area. Free kick to Derby to the right, and well, another yellow card being shown there. And this time the latest man to be booked is well, who got the yellow card there? There was a yellow card. Now who actually got the booking? Was it number 23? Was it Phillips who got the booking? Was it Phillips or somebody else? It looks as if it was Berardi. Yes, it was Berardi who's got the booking. We've had countless amounts of yellow cards. We've had 5 goals. We've had a penalty. We've had a booking for simulation inside the penalty area in the first half. We've seen mistakes, incidents. 2 could have easily been sent off at the start of the game. And now we've got a free kick to Derby on the right hand side. It's all happened here tonight, hasn't it? And it's going to be Wilson again to send that ball into the penalty area once again. And Wilson with the free kick hits the 2-man wall. It was a poor free kick in truth by Wilson, and Derby get the throw. Could have been so much more if Wilson had just got a better delivery on the ball. So we're now approaching the final 20 minutes now exactly, plus stoppage time now. Who's the next goal? Again, we say it all the time now in commentary. The next goal is going to be so crucial now. We're still no nearer to knowing who's going to be facing Aston Villa a week on Monday. Not next Monday, the Monday after that. And now another foul, this time by Harrison. And are we going to see another booking? Foul there on Jaden Bogle. It's been some semi-final this. I thought last night, the 2 legs in the other semi-final were dramatic enough, but this semi-final second leg has probably topped it in terms of goal mouth activity and the way that the game's to and fro. It's been a different kind of drama here tonight. We don't specialise in 0-0s on live matches. We produced, I think, 2 or 3 all season. And the goalkeeper getting trouble, and they might have been appealed for a penalty. And well, Derby felt that there may have been a penalty there, a foul on Jack Marriott, but the referee did not order a penalty there. And here's Kitch now for Leeds. Now Shackleton to Hernandez. Hernandez looking to cut in. He's got Hailing out on this right-hand channel. Hailing's cross is a poor one. Easily cut out there by Derby County. And this Johnson was the man who actually cut the ball out, and he's won it again a second time round. And this is turning out to be a real cliffhanger. One ball forward and he almost found Wilson. Tom Lawrence trying to set him in on that left-hand channel, trying to play a through ball that was going from left towards the centre of the park, but Wilson could not be found. Ellie now for Leeds right-hand side, back in field once again. This is number 15 Dallas, who scored 2 goals in this game, and the second a real tidy finish with the right foot, cutting in on the left-hand side. Now Phillips inside the centre circle, 10 yards inside the Derby County half, plays the ball to Dallas again, in field once again now to Harrison. Harrison taking on 2, beating 2 men and then crossing the ball out towards the far side. Hernandez on the far side, hooked back across. Bamford was waiting in the penalty area. Shot comes in and over the top again, this time from Luke Ayling, as he was darting in to hit the shot with his right foot to the right of the D, and he hits it over the bar. Now, was there a potential second penalty there for Derby? There's a yellow card coming out for one of the Derby staff, I think. A yellow card has been shown to one of the Derby staff. Or is it to Leeds? It's one of the 2 anyway. Marriott felt there should have been a penalty. Let's see the replay again. This is the cross in from Jaden Bogle. The goalkeeper's in all sorts of trouble. And in fact, that to me is a penalty. That's more of a penalty. That's even more of a penalty than the one Derby actually got earlier. And I think that's a penalty. I honestly think that is a penalty, and the referee should have ordered it. But he didn't, and we play on. It still remains 3-2 to Derby on the night, but it's 3-all on aggregate. Leeds can count themselves a bit fortunate there. Just to remind you, JB Man of the Match, name of your player that you want to see win the award, and hashtag it with the hashtag JBMLTM, please. You've got until the 90th minute. And one of the backroom staff, in fact, from Derby is actually, was it Leeds? In fact, it's Leeds. who's picked up the booking. He's doling out drinks to everybody. In fact, we've got a break in play here at the moment, which is probably not a bad time, because it's been, well, we haven't stopped second half. It's been attack after attack after attack. It's Wilson who's injured at the moment. He's taken a little knock for his troubles. It's been some semi-final. I mean, it's been 2 nights of sheer non-stop playoff action. Well, on Saturday afternoon, don't forget, FA Cup final day. The focus shifts to the FA Cup on Saturday and the final, the 2019 FA Cup final at Wembley. We start our coverage at 4:30 in the afternoon on Saturday afternoon. We'll have a bout with me. We'll have the singing of the national anthem, of course, and we'll also have full live coverage of the final, or full live commentary of the final, I should say. So the Saturday game will bring you live commentary of the 138th FA Cup final, coming to you from Wembley Stadium, and we're on the air at 4:30 in the afternoon with a kick-off time of 5 o'clock. Quarter of an hour to play in this semi-final of the Championship. Klitsch has got it on the far side for Leeds United. Right hand side, back inside to Fernandez. Hernandez now, back to Klitsch. Klitsch now, trying to turn. Maybe getting onto his left foot. He has to turn back. He's faced by Huddleston. Huddleston does well, holds him off really well there. Tom Huddleston did really well there. And also Malone too. And the ball out of play, is it? Yes, it is now. It's a Derby County throw-in. 10 yards inside the Leeds half. This has been a remarkable semi-final in more ways than one. Terrific performance. A terrific performance all round. This is hooked forward there by Bogle. Bogle intercepted again, this time by Phillips. We've had umpteen players, and yes, even Russ can get his man of the match vote in. And he can do, actually. He must be listening to my commentary, because he's gone for JB Hamilton and he says Shackleton, so that counts. So Shackleton gets a vote. I know it's not on there, but Russ is one of our moderators, he's one of our regulars, so he does get a special vote. And it would be the same if it was a Burnley fan watching, or a Manchester United fan, I'm sure. But Russ, he's enjoying himself there. I don't know how his heart's feeling at the moment. I probably might have to speak to him after the commentaries, after I put down the microphone here this evening. Here's Dallas, who's had a terrific game. He could be in the line for man of the match. He could be up there. Mason Mount could be up there. He's had a super game. Also Tom Lawrence, and of course the substitute Marriott. Well, whatever happens, we're going to have a quarter of an hour now that could be memorable. From a neutral's point of view, it's going to be torture for both Derby and Leeds fans. Derby thought they were there, Leeds at one point thought they were there. Now the game deadlocked on aggregate 3 apiece. It finished 2-0 on aggregate last night, and Villa won on penalties. We're less than 15 minutes away from the same fate happening here tonight. Here's Tom Huddleston now, still in his own half, has to go back. And Tamori conceding the ball then, but the ball forward out, no foul by Lawrence. He felt there was a 3 kick there, but nothing given. Anthony Taylor standing his ground. The tackles are flying in now. The ball out towards Marriott, and there's a little bit of a flare up. Bernardi's going to get another yellow card, and in fact it's going to be a red one. Bernardi is sent off. He was one of the players booked, and the Derby players are absolutely furious with him for this challenge, and maybe they'll do well to calm down. Bernardi must leave the field, otherwise he may end up causing an absolute riot here. Barani sent off for 2 bookable offences, and it just had to be a question of time before we saw a red card in this semi-final. It's a foul here on Lawrence. Bernardi's involved there. There's a tackle going in by Johnson, and then Lawrence is brought to the ground, and then Johnson's fouled himself, and it was a horrible tackle on Johnson. Takes him out, and there's no doubt in my mind that was a second bookable offence. Leeds down to 10 men, and now it's Derby's to win again, and another foul on Bamford now. Leeds could be in danger of going down to 9 men if Bamford gets a second yellow here, and he's attacking Wilson, and Leeds are losing their discipline here. It could easily be another red card. Anthony Taylor, I think he's going to err on the side of leniency here. Leeds are losing their discipline. This was a definite foul from behind. And on a normal situation, under normal circumstances, Bamford would have gone for that. For a second yellow. Leeds very lucky, in my opinion, to not be down to 9 men. They've got to keep their discipline. They're down to 10 men. They've got to hold in there. Because now it's going to be backs to the wall. Free kick to Derby. Wilson sends the ball into the penalty area. It's not clear yet. Huddleston goes in. But there was no chance of a penalty because he tried to volley it, but there was no chance of him volleying it. But Patrick Bamford, he is running the risk here of losing discipline here. He's built himself an unwanted reputation. He's a terrific talent. He's a terrific footballer. There's no question about that. But in my opinion here, he's running the risk here. And Leeds are running the risk of their season absolutely falling to smithereens here if they don't get their discipline up. Yes, they're down to 10 men. Yes, it was always going to be a battle. Yes, it was always going to be a tough old tight game. And there's a lot riding on this. 9 months of hard toil and hard work. Over 46 games. Plus 2 playoff legs. 48 game season it has been for both sides in league terms. Of course, Derby have played a few more games in the FA Cup and League Cup as well. Add to that, so you look at that, they played over 50 games competitively this season, and yet they're still going strong. Well, we've got 10 minutes to go and we're still deadlocked on aggregate, 3 apiece. This has been a remarkable turnaround where it's to and fro. Here come Leeds now with number 23 Phillips. Remember, a red card for Bernardi. Leeds have lost a centre back here, which could work out. Bamford, who's now got it on the far side, very lucky in my opinion to still be on the pitch. Ball played in towards the penalty area, turned away by Huddleston. Cross in from the right hand side. Leeds didn't make anything of it. Now Derby tried to break, and now the captain Cooper is also on a booking, of course. He can't afford to make any mistakes. He finds Harrison. Harrison on the left hand side. Ball into the penalty area. Cooper knocks the ball back. Now the ball spread out, and he can't find Harrison on the near side. Hernandez I should say, with the ball across. Very poor indeed. 9 minutes left to play. We've played 81 minutes of this compelling playoff semi-final second leg. As things stand at the moment, we are going into extra time. It's 3-2 to Derby on the night with an aggregate of 3-3, because remember, Leeds won the first leg 1-0 at Pride Park on Saturday, that Kamal Roof goal giving that advantage before the start of the night, but that obviously has been wiped out. Frank Lampard wants his team to go on and score another one if they can. It's been a dramatic night of playoff drama again. Last night was dramatic enough, but now tonight even more so. This has been a terrific advert again for the Football League. Down the left hand side the cross comes in. There was no Derby player gambling on maybe on the edge of the area. Huddleston wins it back just on the edge of the centre circle, 15 yards inside the Leeds half. Bogle now, Jayden Bogle. Leeds tries to play a 1-2, but Bogle was blocked off a little bit. But now Leeds now win possession. This has been a terrific game. Shackleton trying to get Bamford in behind him. Bamford again has fouled his man. How many more lives is this kid going to have? Anthony Taylor's got to take drastic action here, and Bamford, if he keeps fouling, surely Anthony Taylor's patience is going to run out. So many yellow cards, so many red cards that could have been, and still could be by the end of this night. Leeds in danger. Bamford is having a frustrated night, there's no doubt about that. He should have been sent off a few minutes ago, but they still play well with 10 men. They should be down to 9 in theory, Leeds, but it's with Derby's capabilities. All they've got to do is keep their discipline, keep playing the football. Frank Lampard will demand that, and they might still go through. Lawrence tried a shot from all of 25 yards with his right foot. He's charged down. The ball out of play on halfway for a Derby throw-in. Frank Lampard picking up the ball, urging his captain Keogh to get on with it. Here's Keogh from Tamori's pass, back to Tamori. This has been a game where so many heart failures in this vast crowd of about 35,000. We had several heart failures at at West Brom last night. Here's Bogle now on the right-hand flank for Derby. He's done well into the penalty area. He goes down. The referee wasn't interested. I think Bogle may have been looking for that a little bit. The referee wasn't interested. Here's Wilson. Wilson past two, and he tried to go past the third, and he almost succeeded in doing so, but almost breaking the law of averages in doing that. And Wilson's in behind. He's onside. Oh, he's in the far post, and he's staying out. And Derby with a counter paint away from potentially going to Wembley. Oh my goodness me. Leeds living on the edge of their nerves. They could have been out of sight there, Derby County, and going storming the gates down Wembley Way to play Aston Villa. They still might. The ball played in. Chance in for Derby. They're scored. They're scored. 6 minutes after play, and Derby County are going to Wembley, barring accidents. What a semi-final! A chip shot in from the left-hand side. Scott Carson on the pitch. And what a semi-final this has been. It's Leeds United 2, Derby County 4, and it's Marriott with his second goal of the game. Oh, well, well, well. He would have needed something special to top what happened at the Hawthorns last night. I think Derby and Leeds have topped it, but Leeds look a tired side, it's got to be said, and Marriott stayed on side. This was a wonderful little chip shot just to the left of the 6-yard area and into the corner. Mason Mount doing some terrific work, and Marriott, the substitute, is the hero. Well, Leeds players, well, at the moment, who's your man of the match now? You've still got a few moments to vote for your man of the match. Name of player and hashtag it with the JBMLTM hashtag, please. You've got until the 90th minute. Who's your man of the match now, folks? Derby in front, 4-3 on aggregate, 4-2 on the night. Leeds are in trouble, big trouble, down to 10 men. Quite easily could have been 9. Well, the ball was... I'll remind you in a second, Kerry, what happened, because we've got a free kick to Leeds here, and Clark has come on the field for Leeds whilst all this has been happening. He's replaced Klitsch now, and Leeds needed that little bit of an extra bit of legs. We've got 4.5 minutes to go. I'll explain again, or remind you of the goal again in a minute or two, because Leeds are on the attack here with Luke Haley. This game has not stopped all second half. Free kick Leeds. As soon as we get a breaking play, Kevin, I'll explain it all to you again. He's about to make another change, it looks like. It's been some night. It's been some night, and I think they're going to make that change now. So 2 changes in the space of a few moments. We've got 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go. And in fact, number 37 here, Brown, is about to enter the fray. And Bamford, who arguably should be off the pitch for another... for 2 bookable offences, is being substituted. I think that's a wise decision, and Brown will come on now for Leeds United. McCurse has texted in, JBMLTM, Jack Marriott. So what a piece in the man of the match stakes. Shackleton and Marriott were both in line for the award. 3 minutes for that to change as the header comes in from 6 yards from 12 yards out from Cooper. Right, just to remind you, Kevin, Mount went through the centre, played the ball out to the left-hand side, and Marriott with his right foot flicked it over the goalkeeper into the right-hand corner, and Leeds are now 4-2 down. Derby are on their way to Wembley as things stand, and we might have an early finish here compared to last night. Wow, this has been some semi-final here tonight at Ellen Road. So if one more person goes for either Shackleton or Jack Marriott in the next 90 seconds, we will have an outright winner. Who is your man of the match? Hashtag JBMLTM and the name of your player. You've got just shy of 90 seconds to get a vote in. Who's going to get the deciding vote, or will it be a three-way tie? Get your vote in, please. Come on. 90 seconds of normal time to go. plus any stoppage time, which could be a fair amount. But I have to say, it's what a second half it has been. Chris Whiteman, my old colleague at Powers, doing the European Cup final on June the 1st. A big moment for him on that night, I'm sure. Frank Lampard makes a huge point that Frank Lampard has found a way to win again, but let's just hang on a second or two, because anything can still happen in this game. Man of the match, Marriott, Kevin Benson. Man of the match for Marriott, and it looks as if Marriott could be our choice for man of the match. He has been absolutely superlative throughout this semi-final. So Jack Marriott, as we come up towards the 90 minutes, he's in line for the award. This has been a remarkable semi-final, which has had everything you could possibly want of a semi-final. It really has. As the ball is floated into the penalty area, up back out, shot back in, and Roos takes the ball, and Chris has gone for Marriott as well. So I think with utmost certainty, we've got 500 minutes, the 90 minutes are up, so we can confirm that our man in the match is Jack Marriott. He came on as a late first half substitute, and now he has probably scored the decisive goals. Dallas has come close as well. He's got 2 goals himself tonight, but Marriott, look at the shot count, 21 to Leeds, 14 for Derby, and 8-5 on target in favour of Leeds, but it's Derby are going to Wembley. This has been one of the most remarkable turnarounds in playoff history. One of the best games I think I've seen all season. 6 goals, 7 overall on aggregate. Regrettably, he didn't do the first leg, but boy, we made up for it here tonight at Ellen Road. But there still might be a chance for extra time. Another foul there, a free kick. And now there could be another yellow card coming out. It's another red. Both teams are going to go down to 10, I think. It's a red card. Who's been sent off here? Who's been sent off here? It's Malone, and he's now gone. And now all of a sudden this semi-final's taking another twist. A yellow card it is. And if Leeds were to score here, we'll be going to extra time. And Scott Malone, the former Millwall man, has gone. It's a red card, so both teams down to 10 men. I suppose it's not a surprise, considering that the game has been littered not only with 6 goals, but masses of yellow cards. And it had to be at some point where both teams had to go to town to 10 men, quite honestly. It just had that sort of feeling and a sort of edge about it. So we're going to see a change. Ashley Cole, fresh from the United States of America. He's going to come on, an experienced campaigner, of course. Many trophies with Arsenal and Chelsea in his career. Well, it is madness, Chris, but there you go. Just to confirm that our man of the match tonight and a worthy winner, it has to be said, the substitute Jack Marriott. What a game he's had. Came on as a 43rd minute substitute, and he's swung the game Derby's way for the time being at least. But we still got a fair chunk in the 5 minutes. Well, I think we're halfway through the 5 minutes. Kevin comes back. I would have sent him off with that haircut. Anyway, Wilson is off for Derby, and what a super game he's had, and deserves a good standing ovation from his supporters. Ashley Cole could be making another Wembley appearance unless Leeds score here from this set play. Wow, what a game it has been. So, a free kick, Brown to take. Oh, and over the top with his right foot, just to the right of the D from about 25, just 20 yards out. Struck it well enough, but just didn't have the dip. And if that had got in, well, it'd have been pandemonium here at Ellen Road. Leeds fans can sense that it may well be slipping away. There are tears of sadness, but there's going to be tears of joy. They had the automatic promotion in the bag for most of the season, it seemed to be, and then in the last month the wheels have just literally fallen apart at the seams. Sheffield United took advantage and took second spot away. Norwich won the league quite easily in the end, and now Leeds, who finished third, are going to be out to 6th place Derby, who snuck in on the last day. Leeds had the advantage going into tonight, but they lost Kamal Roof with an injury, and I think that might have been the turning point in the whole situation, as Mason Mount comes charging forward on the edge of the area, keeps the ball well, although he was bundled to the ground, but I think he slipped more than was fouled there. Here come Leeds again. What a semi-final this has really turned out to be. Phillips gets the ball forward, finds Brown now, middle of the box, and he finds number 15 Dallas looking for a third equaliser, or looking for a hat-trick, and then Brown fouls his man inside the Derby penalty area. 3 kick to Derby. We're now going up towards the final 30 seconds of the 5 minutes of stoppage time at the end. Wow, the last 2 nights of commentaries on this JB Claret YouTube channel have been two of the most amazing games. Last week at Anfield we thought the comebacks were amazing then, but to be fair, the playoff semi-finals have lived up to all expectations and have probably topped what happened at Anfield last week, and probably topped what happened at between Ajax and Spurs last week, because that was a comeback of epic proportions, remember, as well. But I have to say, Derby, they looked down and out at 1-0 down and 2-0 down on aggregate, but my goodness, they come good in when it needed to. And Lawrence quite sensibly plays it towards the corners. We played the 5 minutes. Went to time added on at the end of time added on. 9 months worth of a season. All balls down to seconds now. Can Leeds, have they got time to get the ball forward? They have to get it forward here. Cooper to get it away. All eyes on Anthony Taylor now, checking his watch. Derby nearly there. Here's Dallas with 2 goals, which might not be enough for Leeds. Plays a lovely ball out to the far side. It's not over yet. The ball has been kept in on the far side. 3 Leeds players waiting in the second centre. The cross comes in, cut out by Roos. And Derby County are there now. Surely now. Frank Lampard can sense it. We're still playing on here at Ellen Road. Time added on, at the end of time added on, and we must have played at least a minute now. We're playing a minute over. It's over. They will play no more. Frank Lampard and Derby County are going to Wembley for an Midlands final against Aston Villa a week on Bank Holiday Monday, and they have deserved it over the piece. Well, how do you explain all this in 3 minutes? You just don't. Leeds are absolutely crestfallen, devastated. Allen Road is in shock, and it's almost a repeat of last night in a way. But it's Leeds United who go out. Their season fell apart at the seams in the last month or so, when they were on course for automatic promotions. And it's Leeds who go out, and Derby County, Frank Lampard's Derby County, who snuck into the top 6 on the last day of the season, are at Wembley to face Aston Villa for a place in the Premier League and a £130 million jackpot to go with it. Trailing 1-0 from the first leg, Leeds took the lead through a terrific goal from Stuart Dallas after a free kick hit the post. Dallas put in the rebound, and then then there was an injury to one of the Derby players, Holmes, and then Jack Marriott came on, took advantage of a mistake between Cooper and Casilia, just put it into the empty net to make it 1-1. Second half, Mason Mount made it 2-1, and then a penalty which was converted by Wilson made it 3-1 on aggregate to Derby, made it 3-1 on the night, and 3-2 to Derby on aggregate. Then Leeds came back with a scrumptious equaliser by Stuart Dallas as he cut in from the right hand side, and then all of a sudden then the game hinged on the first sending off, a sending off which went the way of I'm just trying to think. Bernardi was the first man sent off when he was booked for 2 yellows, or sent off for 2 yellows, as Leeds players are disconsolate at the end of a hard season. And then right at the end, a second goal from the substitute Marriott has put Derby County in the final in the most dramatic circumstances. They did have Scott Malone sent off, and now because they're at Wembley, he will not play, I don't think, in the final at Wembley a week on Bank Holiday Monday, a game you can also hear live on this channel. Wow, Wow, I've never, well, I thought commentating on the Villa semi-final was dramatic enough, and the Liverpool comeback last week was dramatic, but my goodness, I think tonight has topped even those two epic games, or those three epic games that went before it. And now it's up to the players with Watford and Manchester City to prove us wrong. The 138th FA Cup final is live on Saturday evening for you. The Saturday game special coming to you from Wembley. The 2019 FA Cup final, 138th FA Cup final, coming to you from Wembley Stadium. Manchester City will take on Watford. Kevin Friend of Leicestershire, I believe, has been the referee, and we're going to see history made on Saturday. Will it be a domestic treble for Manchester City, or will it be Watford winning their first major trophy? Well, you'll find out with me in the commentary box. I'll be there with the build-up at 4:30. We'll have a bye with me. We'll have all the anthems, and then the whole match live with me on the commentary mic. The whole 90 minutes, 120 or penalties if we go that far. The presentations and the interviews, all the flavour of Cup Final Day, we'll bring it to you on the JB Clark YouTube channel. As Scott Malone, who was sent off, he's back out celebrating. Bittersweet for him, sent off and maybe suspended for the final. And Chris makes a good point. Derby County become the first Championship side this century to overturn a first leg playoff home defeat to reach the final, either at Cardiff at the Millennium Stadium before it and the new Wembley. And it's Derby who go to Wembley. They had to do it the hard way, they had to come from behind, but if anyone can, Lampard can, and John Terry and Frank Lampard will be sitting opposite each other on the Wembley benches. Of course, John Terry, assistant to Dean Smith at Aston Villa, and Frank Lampard, manager of Derby County. What a job he's done. First season in management, and now he's got another Wembley appearance, this time as a manager. He won plenty of times in his Chelsea days at Wembley. So many FA Cups he won, and League Cups of course, but now he's going there as a manager with Derby County, and he's so thrilled. He's there with his players in front of 3,000 Derby fans who have travelled up the M1 from Derbyshire this evening. The Rams are back at Wembley, and they're looking to get back to the Premier League for the first time in over 11 long years since they were last in the top division. Can they put the wrongs of 2014 right? Both Villa and Derby with points to prove, really, in terms of putting playoff final disappointments behind them. But wow, I'm totally and utterly out of breath here. The celebrations will go on long into the night in Derbyshire, I'm sure, but this has been a semi-final which has just toed and froed, and it could have gone either way. It could have easily gone Leeds' way at one point. They were 2 up and coasting, then they got back to 3-0 on aggregate. But Derby just had that edge and just had that little bit of know-how and nous and quality. Leeds really lacked attackers, and maybe that injury Kamal Roof picked up between the two games was the catalyst really to Leeds' downfall tonight. Not saying it's the massive key, because Bamford had more than enough opportunities himself, but he could have easily been sent off himself. Quite possibly they should have been down to 9 men, and that's not being harsh, it's probably being kind on them. But the better team won off, I think, over the 2 legs, there's no doubt about that. The experienced campaigners hung in each other. Keogh, the captain, and Ashley Cole, and he's got another Wembley appearance. I never thought, well, he never thought he'd get back there again when he left for the States, but what a masterstroke from Lampard to bring him back for this second half of the season. And now they've got a Wembley appearance to look forward to a week on Bank Holiday Monday. Bennett now just having a bit of a dance, and it's all jigs and delight for Derby. They're not going to leave Ellen Road just yet. I don't think there's much doubt about that. But what a 2 nights of playoff action we had. Drama of a different kind last night. Only one goal in that second leg. It went to West Brom, level on aggregate, and then the penalty shootout. Jed Steer, who was a little bit of a villain in the first half of last night's semi, became a hero with 2 great penalty saves. Really, Tammy Abraham sticking away the winning penalty last night, and tonight, in what was a topsy-turvy 6-goal thriller here tonight, 7 goals overall on the aggregate. Derby come out on top, 4-2 winners tonight in the second leg, 4-3 on aggregate. Ellen Road is emptying, and there are silence, apart from 3,000 Derby fans who have travelled the 50 miles or so up the M1 to Leeds tonight, and they'll go back very, very happy with life, I'm sure. The celebrations no doubt will go on long into the night here. It's been a fantastic evening. We're going to be leaving you in a couple of minutes. Just to remind you that the FA Cup final will be live, the 138th FA Cup final, a Saturday game special. I'll be the man in the commentary box bringing you that final. We'll bring you all the build-up as you would expect on Cup final day. Team news, abide with me, and I'll be doing extra prep in a couple of days up to the final for all that sort of thing, and then we'll have the presentations, and we'll have the teams coming out, and then the singing of the anthems, and then the whole match live, whether it's over 90 minutes, extra time, or even penalties. We will have it all for you. And then the presentation and the interviews, post-match interviews, all you would expect on a cup final day. And we'll have it all for you in a half hour's build-up and whatever, and a full match commentary of the 138th FA Cup final. History will be made either way on Saturday, that's for sure. Will Manchester City become the first English club to win the domestic treble of League Cup, FA Cup and Premier League title in the same season? Or will Watford win their first ever major piece of meaningful major silverware? One way or the other, history will be made on Saturday, and we'll be bringing it to you live. Full match commentary on the JB Claret YouTube channel. But what a night for Derby County Football Club. They came into this semi-final 1-0 down from the first leg, remember. They went 2-0 down when Dallas put Leeds ahead, and then the substitution. On came Marriott, pounced on a mistake by the goalkeeper and a defender to make it 1-1. Then Mason Mount made it 2-1. Then a penalty from Wilson made it 3-1. Then back came Leeds to make it 3-3 on aggregate through Dallas. 3-2 on the night. Then Derby were leading, but it was 3-0 on aggregate. And then Bernardi got himself stupidly sent off. Leeds went down to 10 men, and then Leeds took advantage again. It was another great finish from Marriott. That was the decisive moment. And then Scott Malone got sent off at the end. Brown nearly scored with a free kick. But it's Derby County who go into the final. And as Chris Whiteman rightly sums up there, it is Terry against Lampard in the final. Terry, of course, the assistant to Dean Smith at Aston Villa. Frank Lampard will be the manager. What a game, what a night. I'm off to grab something to eat because I'm absolutely starving, and something to drink. It's been first to work these last 2 nights, I'm sure. But the news is that it's Aston that the player final, let me just give you the date for the player final. It is on a bank holiday Monday. And it has been a remarkable semi-final. And Aston Villa and Derby County are through to the Wembley. So the 27th of May is the day, and it will be between Derby County and Aston Villa to win the right to go into the Premier League. On that particular bank holiday Monday, and we'll let you know the kick-off time as well. This has been a remarkable finish, and the whole game will be bringing it to you live, and the actual kick-off time on the 27th will be an afternoon kick-off, I think. I believe it's a 3 o'clock kick-off, I'm told. Yes, it's 3 o'clock British summertime, so join me at 2:45 a week on Monday, on bank holiday Monday, May the 27th at 8:45 in the afternoon. We'll have all the build-up as usual for a place in the Premier League, and I'll be doing the commentary that afternoon. But I will be there involved in some capacity that afternoon. And then on the 29th of May we'll have the UEFA, and then I'm going to make a dash over to the Europa League final, which is taking place for the first time in Azerbaijan, in Baku, between Leeds and between Chelsea and Arsenal, an all-London final there. And then Chris Whiteman on the 1st of June will bring you full match commentary of that big all-English European Cup final. First time finalists Tottenham take on 5 times European champions Liverpool for the right to be champions of Europe. And what a night that's going to be. Join me in the presenter's chair. Chris will be doing the commentary of that game. I'll be presenting. And what a final it promises to be in Madrid on the 1st of June. Don't miss that if you can. Saturday 1st of June, we'll be bringing you that one absolutely 100% clinically live. So plenty of football to come in the next couple of weeks here on this YouTube channel. I hope you very much enjoyed this one tonight. It's been a cracker, but it's Derby County who go through to Wembley, and it's Derby against Aston Villa on the 27th of May. Join me for that if you can. Join me on Saturday for the FA Cup final. 4:30 we start our programme and build up for a 5 o'clock kickoff. Until then, from me, JB, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll be back on the mic on Saturday afternoon for the 138th FA Cup final. Until then, from Ellen Road, it's good night.